Something strange is happening at the US-Canada border, and no one is talking about it. Families are leaving. Entire communities are disappearing. Some say it's just migration, but others, they fear it's something much bigger, a warning sign of a shift no one is ready for. But here's the real question. What do they know that you don't? And why are some people calling this the beginning of the end for the American dream? For over a century, the United States has been the ultimate destination for success, wealth, and power. But something has changed. The once unshakable system is showing cracks, and those who see it coming are getting out before it's too late. So why are they leaving? What's pushing Americans to cross the border in numbers we haven't seen before? And more importantly, could this be a warning for the rest of us? It didn't happen overnight. There were no breaking news headlines, no sudden crisis announcements. Instead, it started as a slow, quiet movement, one that was easy to miss if you weren't paying attention. At first, it was retirees looking for cheaper health care and a lower cost of living. Then it was remote workers, digital nomads, and even business owners, people who realized they could have the same, if not better quality of life outside the United States for a fraction of the price. But here's where things get really interesting. It's not just individuals making the move. Entire communities are forming across the border. New neighborhoods, small towns, and even organized expat groups are rising up in Canada, Mexico, and beyond. And these aren't just retirees looking for peace and quiet. These are families, entrepreneurs, and professionals who once believed in the American dream and are now walking away from it. So what's driving this shift? What's pushing people to pack up and leave behind the country they once called home? The answer isn't just one thing. It's a combination of deep-rooted issues that have been bubbling beneath the surface for years. And right now, we're pulling back the curtain on the biggest reasons why this is happening. You might think you know the reasons, but what you're about to hear might change how you see everything. For decades, the United States was seen as the ultimate land of opportunity, a place where hard work could turn dreams into reality. But beneath the surface, something has shifted, and those who are paying attention have already made their move. So what's pushing people away? Let's start with the most obvious, the cost of living. In cities like New York, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, rent prices have become outrageous. The average cost of a one-bedroom apartment? Over $2,500 a month. Compare that to places like Mexico City, Lisbon, or Bangkok, where you can live comfortably for less than half that price, while enjoying a lifestyle that many would argue is even better. But it's not just housing. Healthcare costs are crippling Americans. A simple trip to the emergency room can cost thousands of dollars, even with insurance. Meanwhile, in countries like Spain, Canada, or Thailand, high-quality healthcare is either free or a fraction of the cost. Then there's the work culture. The so-called hustle mentality has led to millions of Americans feeling burnt out, overworked, and underpaid. In contrast, countries like France, the Netherlands, and even parts of Latin America emphasize a work-life balance, with shorter work weeks, more paid vacations, and a society that values time over constant grind. And finally, the deep growing divisions within the country. Politics, social unrest, and economic uncertainty have left many feeling like the American dream is no longer what it used to be. They're tired of the chaos, the stress, and the constant feeling of instability. So instead of waiting for things to change, they're choosing to walk away, quietly but in massive numbers. But here's the thing, this isn't just about individuals making a move. Something much bigger is happening, and in the next part, we're going to reveal the unexpected consequences of this exodus, something that could change everything about the future of the United States. Stay with me. This is where it gets even more shocking. When people leave a country, it's not just about individuals seeking a better life. It's about power shifting, economies trembling, and a nation unknowingly bleeding out. And right now, the United States is facing a silent crisis that no one in power wants to talk about. Let's break it down. 1. Brain drain, the talent exodus. The people leaving aren't just retirees or digital nomads. Highly skilled professionals, doctors, engineers, tech experts, and entrepreneurs are packing their bags too. Why? Because countries like Germany, Canada, and Singapore are actively recruiting them with better wages, lower taxes, and easier immigration policies. This means the U.S. isn't just losing people, it's losing its top minds. And when that happens, industries suffer, innovation slows, and the economy starts to crack. 2. The tax bomb, waiting to explode. Every American who leaves takes their tax dollars with them. And while one person moving away might not seem like a big deal, when thousands or even millions make the same choice, it creates a massive financial gap. Less tax revenue means less funding for infrastructure, healthcare, social security, and even military strength. The result? A government scrambling to patch the holes, usually by increasing taxes on those who remain. It's a vicious cycle. The more people leave, the worse things get for those still holding on. The real estate time bomb. With fewer people willing to pay the skyrocketing costs of housing in major U.S. cities, something unthinkable is starting to happen. Vacancies are rising, rental prices are stagnating, or worse, starting to drop. Landlords who once made easy money are struggling to fill their properties. And if this trend continues, the next real estate collapse could be closer than anyone expects. But here's the scariest part. This isn't just about numbers or statistics. It's about something deeper, something that could reshape the future of America itself. Because if the brightest minds, the biggest earners, and the most ambitious people are all leaving, what happens next? The answer is more terrifying than you think. And now we're going to uncover the final shocking truth behind this exodus and why it might already be too late to stop it. Brace yourself. And here's where it all comes full circle. Everything we've uncovered was leading to this exact moment. The connections, the patterns, the whispers hidden in plain sight, it all makes sense now. But the real question is, what happens next? Because if this is true, then what else have we not been told? What else is out there waiting to be uncovered? Some will dismiss this, some will ignore it. But you're here, you're curious, you're thinking. And that, my friend, is how it all begins. Now tell me, do you really believe it's all just a coincidence? Or is there something far bigger hiding in the shadows?